If you don't have a backup camera, you're really missing out. So today, I'm going to show you how to install a backup camera so you can back up to something with pinpoint accuracy. Now don't get me wrong, I absolutely love this 2001 Toyota 4Runner, but sometimes I wish it had the perks of a modern vehicle. With a lifted vehicle like this, it can be hard to see what exactly is behind me, especially if it's below the rear window. So today, I'm going to show you my backup camera mod that will give you a super clean and functional backup camera without any visible wiring. For today's install, we're going to need a few things. First off, we have this backup camera. Why this camera in particular? Well, I've tried a few other cameras and some of them don't give a wide enough angle of view like my current one, which basically only lets me see my bumper, and this one is also easily accessible for everyone on Amazon. I have found this one to be at a great price point while also giving great video quality. We're also going to need a drill, a 5/16 drill bit, 10 and 12mm sockets, some wiring connectors, and lastly, the Snowbound Customs license plate bezel. I designed this bezel specifically for this application to make the install as clean as possible. These are made 100% right here in the USA with locally sourced materials, and by purchasing one of these, you are directly supporting me, which helps me to make more great videos for you. I really hope you choose this product for your backup camera install, but maybe if you don't choose this one, there's probably something else on my website that is more suited for you. You'll notice that the backup camera we're using slots right through this hole, and the camera sits really nice and flush with this license plate mount, so it'll make for a really clean looking install. Anyways, enough of that. Let's go install it on the car. The first thing I'm going to do here is remove the license plate using a Phillips screwdriver. Now that the license plate is off, we do need to drill a 5/16 inch hole in it to allow the wires to pass through. To do this, we're first going to take our new license plate bezel and line it up on the license plate and mark the hole that we need to drill. Line up the license plate bezel as square as you can, and then use a Sharpie or other marking device to mark out where the hole is going to be. When it comes to actually making the hole in the license plate, you can either use a drill like this, or if you're fancy like me, you can use a drill press. So I'm going to make sure that the hole is being drilled dead even, and once I have it lined up, I'm going to take a clamp to clamp it down, and then I'll drill my hole. Now that I've got the license plate drilled out, we can begin our focus on the car. We do need to remove this back panel on the tailgate, and to start off, we're going to take off this handle. Go ahead and pop off this plastic clip, and now remove this 10mm bolt on the inside. The only thing holding this cover on are little plastic clips on the inside, but if you purchase the camera on Amazon, it actually comes with this little plastic clip remover. You can use this like a pry bar, and we're basically going to get under the trim and pry it off. With the plastic trim removed, you can see that these are all the little clips that were holding it on. Next up, we're going to remove this metal panel on the inside, and you'll see that it's held on with all of these little 10mm bolts along the outside. So we're going to remove all of these little bolts, and then this entire thing will come off. With the panel removed, you can just let it hang there and it'll be just fine. We are going to need to drill a small hole in the hatch for the wires to pass through, so go ahead and grab your license plate bezel along with the included screws and bolt it up so we can mark the hole. You'll notice that these screws are countersunk, unlike the ones that probably came with your license plate, so the fit and finish on this will be flush and super clean. With our hole marked, we're about ready to drill our next 5/16 inch hole, but first I want to show you what's going on the inside. So I'm again going to open up the hatch, and be careful because this is just going to swing out. Before you start drilling your hole, take a peek inside of the hatch on the inside and make sure you know where your drill bit is going through. It's really difficult for me to show this on camera because the camera doesn't fit in there, but take a look inside here and make sure that you're not drilling into any wires. It should be completely empty where you're drilling, but it's always a good idea to double check. With the hole marked out, grab your drill and your 5/16 inch bit and let's drill this hole. There's actually 3 layers to go through. So the first is a layer of plastic, and then you're going to hit 2 thin pieces of metal as you're drilling through, but this should be pretty easy because that metal is really thin and it shouldn't take you that long. So now it's time to actually install our backup camera. If you purchase the camera in the link listed below, you'll notice that there are 3 colored wires coming out of one end of it. This camera is designed to be mounted in multiple ways, so by clipping the purple wire, it actually changes the orientation that this camera films in. I believe by default it's designed to film in this vertical orientation, but with this license plate camera mount, it's going to be positioned in this horizontal fashion, which is why we needed to clip the purple wire. Go ahead and grab your license plate mount and thread one end of the wire through it. The camera should be mounted on it like this, and now do the same thing with your license plate. If you did everything correctly, it should end up looking like this. Now we're again going to take this wire and thread it into the hole on the hatch. If you did everything correctly up to this point, you should be able to just screw in your screws, but if for some reason one of the holes is off, don't worry, you can always drill the hole out to be a little larger. With it fully installed, it should look something like this. And you'll notice that the camera does not block your access from getting to the handle. That's a common issue with some of the off-the-shelf license plate camera systems. When it comes to wiring in your backup camera, I'm not going to tell you what to do, and I would recommend following the instructions that came in the box of your backup camera. What I will do, however, is show you where I plan on running my wiring. I have done this a few times before, so I'm going to show you what I believe to be the best wiring route. Inside your hatch, you should have some factory cables running up through this area. The easiest thing to do here is to take your rear camera wiring and zip it with the included zip ties and just follow this wiring route. You'll want to make sure to hug the back of the hatch as tight as possible so the wiring doesn't get in the way of the window when you roll it down. You'll want to run the wiring up into this hole, and then your wires should pop out over here. You can then put the wires underneath this window trim until it pops out on this side. Once you've got your wires into this area, there are now 2 options you can do for running your wiring. What I've done in the past, which I do not necessarily recommend anymore, is to cut a hole into the factory wire loom and then run your wires into the car. Instead, what I think is a better option now is to actually run the wiring down the side of the vehicle until you get to your tail light. And if you pop off this tail light, you'll notice that there is a rubber grommet inside of here, which is a much better option for entering the car with the wires. At that point, you can then run the wires all the way down the length of the car, where you would then plug it into your aftermarket head unit. Again, follow the instructions in the included user manual on how to wire it in, but if you have a head unit like this one, then it will have a plug in the back of it for you to directly plug in your reverse camera. So I just finished buttoning up the wiring for the backup camera. Now let's check out how it looks. If you wired in everything correctly, the backup camera should come on when you put the car in reverse. And if I put the car back in park, depending on how you have it set up, I also have an option to manually turn on the rear camera when I want it to come on when the car is not in reverse. With this camera, you'll notice that the field of view is so much wider than my old setup, which is why I really wanted to use this one in particular. With this Sony head unit, I do have the ability to adjust where the rear guidelines are, and because this camera has such a wide angle of view, you'll notice that it goes far beyond that trash can there. And if we take a look at where that trash can is in real life, it's way out to the edge of the vehicle, and the camera actually extends beyond that too. So what I'm going to do here is I am going to adjust the yellow lines so they line up with the sides of the vehicle, and I'll line up the bottom red line with the ground, which it pretty much already is. To adjust the grid lines, I put these markers on the ground, which are just some red toolboxes, at a point where it lines up right with the back of the vehicle, and it also lines up with the side of the vehicle. And then if we go back into the car to take a look at the grid lines over here, you'll see that I've lined up the red and the yellow lines where they intersect over here, right with those markers that I put on the ground. As you can tell, it is now dark outside, so if you appreciate the time and effort I put into creating this video and bringing cool mods to you, make sure to subscribe to the channel down below and let me know what you want to see me do next.